Oh, it's not because he can't afford somebody to do that. He's just so particular. I promise you, Stefano Mesa would love to have someone change the tires for him in between. Look at Ashton Yates. He's putting it in there, and it's a battle. Actually, might be Gerardo in 6 now. That Gerardo's trying to work his way up through. He gets by Ashton Yates, and he has Travis Wyman just in front of him on the BMW. So Yates actually drops back a spot that last lap. And now what's Gerardo going to do? We've seen him as of late, starting to turn it on. And he's been fast on the 141.
He's a little bit quicker than Travis Wyman, so if he keeps taking, that big gap out of him each lap, he'll be on him before the end and, be trying to get in that top 5.
Gerardo on the Kawasaki currently sits 6th in championship points, coming off of that DNF at the last round, but he got 11 points, which is good enough for a top 5 just before that. This is the race for 9th place. Joe Giannato on the 48, Danilo Lewis the 94.
Stefano Mesa is all over Michael Gilbert for that last podium spot.
And that would be that 3rd, 4th battle. You're looking through the field there.
And they're only 8/10 behind Corey Alexander. In that lap, they were a little bit fast. Corey was a little bit faster than those two.
There we are, looking at that race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's going to be a good one. Going to look back through the field as well. Danilo Lewis leading that trio of riders. So Stefano Mesa, as Jamie pointed out, having to ride the regional races, and that's how he's making his money. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, he lost his day job in North Carolina, and you see a big wheelie out of the cow. He looks over to the side. He's trying to drag race down that straight, trying to grab enough power as they head into that museum turn, not able to do it, and playing follow the leader. And you better hope that guy in front of you is on a good line, or it'll sometimes take you the wrong direction.
One thing these guys do, they don't want to start going back and forth and slow each other up and let Corey pull away.
Yeah, sometimes the guys will tell you they'll tap on the back of their helmet or the back of the bike, and there goes Stefano Mesa. Mesa 37 goes underneath and kind of backs it into that left-hand turn. Mesa up a position, going to move him into 3rd, drops Gilbert back to 4th. Next up is Corey Alexander, the 23, and that's something that Mesa, Gilbert, they've been in that 2nd, 3rd position quite often last year, chasing Andrew Lee. Haven't seen it quite as much this year. It's been Corey Alexander's been the new Mesa and Gilbert.
And Stefano Mesa looks like he had a lot of, he just did a 25-2 that lap. He was 4/10 quicker than Corey Alexander, so he's going to, he might be able to pull Michael Gilbert up there and have a 3-way battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
And Mesa had the overall quickest in Sector 4, so you see purple times for him, a personal best when he was in Sector 5, so he likes the back half of this lap. You're looking at the different lines. Mesa's been here many times. Mesa from North Carolina, not too far. He's been racing the series for quite some time, and probably runs regional races here when he can as well. Corey Alexander, a New York guy, and he is closing
He's
in
on him
fast. Is Corey having problems, or is it Mesa going that much faster?
Just looks like, Stefano Mesa is just keeping the same lap time pretty close. The last lap, Corey's best is a 26.1. In the last lap, he was a half a second slower than that.
Is it the case of Corey trying to manage those tires? Because I see Mesa wiggling around a little bit. I think he's putting the pressure on him. We've seen Corey Alexander before, especially in the Hunter Superbike when they're racing with the Superbike Cup, where he's had a little bit more tire than, say, Cam Peterson at the end of the race.
He is one of those guys we've seen all year actually get stronger as the race goes on.
Managing tires is good unless the guy behind you is pushing and he hasn't enough left at the end as well.
I don't think he's trying to manage his tires in a 13-lap race, especially whenever you're a guy that needs to win.
Even with that softer option, the question mark of does he know that soft can last that long? We're hearing other guys in other classes having to go back to the hard tire because it is cooler than it has been before, especially in years past. Oh, somebody down. Looks like 221. Having to regroup, and let's see what happened.
Going into turn 5, just got in a little deep on the inside.
Oh, man.
God, luckily, whoever he hit stayed up on 2 wheels.
Yeah, Walt Sipp got into the back end. He got to that inside and pinched off a little bit and had nowhere to go. But, I mean, dude, that's a pretty strong rider, whoever that was. I wasn't looking for him, but whoever that was just in front.
Stefano Mesa, that last lap, 25-8.
That's solid. That's only 3/10 off the best lap of the race by Cam Peterson.
His fastest lap of the weekend.
That was 3/10 faster than Peterson was that last lap.
Yeah, well, Peterson has a 4-second lead. He's just maintaining right now.
So you got to pick your battles, right, Roger? Yeah. I mean, Cam Peterson's out there managing the speed he has to win this race. That win would be a second place for Stefano Mesa. He's currently in third, but it'll feel like a win. If he can get by Corey Alexander and take one more spot up on that podium, he undercuts him there just a little bit, using maybe a little bit more on that tire. Definitely on that edge. The 98 was the bike that Sip clipped earlier. So great job by Jeremy Simmons out of California Impact Racing. Boy, he got some impact then. 5 laps to go. I mean, you blink your eyes and this race is over with. I mean, it feels like a super sprint. It feels almost like a Super Bowl kind of deal.
Michael Gilbert still just 1 second back from this little group in front of him. He's going to have to start finding a couple tenths here and there if he's going to want to close up. And actually, it looked like...
There goes Mesa. Mesa once again to the inside. It's not going to happen there, but you knock on the door, maybe get in the head a little bit of Corey, and Corey gives him a room. He doesn't close that door, and now it's going to be a drag race down this little mini straight.
Michael Gilbert's going to love this, them going back and forth
Yes.
and slowing each other down.
Absolutely. Yeah. Corey, I was surprised, didn't close it off, but he felt like he had that speed, and he did. The power of his bike was able to keep him out in front. Don't know that you're going to try and pass over there in that museum turn. Now, this could be a passing opportunity. A couple of places here, especially in the sweeping right and that last left-hand turn. Usually set up coming down into turn 1, but you got to get a good ride heading to that last turn, Raj.
Especially here, you can set up a guy here as well. If he drifts up wide, you can kind of keep it tight.
He undercut just a little bit there. Going a little bit tighter there, and now setting up for this last left-hand turn coming down the front straightaway. He's going to try and get into that draft just behind. Look at him, and he's getting on the throttle every he can, but that front wheel keeps climbing. What do you do in that situation? Just lean forward a little bit more?
You can also drag your rear brake a little bit. That'll keep it from wheeling, but he definitely gets a good run, and he's a lot smaller than Corey, so he should have a little more top speed.
But we've seen it. When he's on the throttle, he's lifting the front end way, way too high.
Look at him, that run he gets up for over the hill.
Jeez, look at that run out. And now back it down into 5. This is a great opportunity, diving underneath a little bit. Again, there's one. He can drag race him. He's not going to do it here, though. Corey got the power down really well. And he does good coming out of 5, doesn't he? Cam Peterson's checking out. I mean, he's got a 6-second lead almost on these two. But look at Gilbert starting to get in the picture again with 4 laps to go.
He gained a couple tenths the last lap.
Look at the 55, the third rider in your picture on that Kawasaki, closing it in. The Michael Gilbert Racing Kawasaki trying to close into Stefano Mesa just in front of him on the 37. The 23 of Corey Alexander, Ride HVMC. Hudson Valley rider he's looking good there. He's doing just what he needs to do, getting a little wide. You saw the foot slip a little bit, maybe looking for some traction.
Looks like he was a little wide there.
Yep, and it's going to give a good drive by Mesa here. You see coming down that straightaway, he's getting in that tuck. No wheelie. Well, little bit of a wheelie there.
I think Mesa's going to set him up this lap coming up turn 4. I mean, he was a lot faster that last lap.
So let's look at it. Here's 3.
Yep, driving up over this hill. Might be too far back now.
There it is. We've seen it was May last year, I think, in there, ran off into the grass just on exit there. And there he goes, setting up into 5, into the left. He's going to back it in. He's too far behind. But still, he got a good drive.
A little bit closer.
He got a good drive, though. I mean, it's not like he lost ground and take a different line.
He makes up a lot of ground.
You can do something different than the guy in front of you. I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. He makes a mistake. You put yourself in a position to make the pass. I've had many a championship rider say you're not going to pass anybody following the exact same lines as the guy in front of you. Go Earl Hayden tell you that, a time or two, you're not going to pass following him?
Stefano's really putting the pressure on here.
Coming into traffic as well. That could play a factor with 2.5 laps to go. Cam Peterson, I mean, you can't even see him. He's 6 seconds
Michael Gilbert's
up.
falling back too.
Look at this. Look at how it's not 1 or 2. It's 3 riders here. This could get ugly over there in 1, 2, and 3, can it? I mean, they're going to catch him right about that
Right.
time. There goes our leader. They're going to catch him into 3. And both those guys able to get by, but he's still got 2 riders in front. Mesa losing a little bit of ground, and that's going to hurt Mesa there, isn't it?
It's going to really hurt Mesa.
The Purple People Leader just in between them and driving out. Corey going to catch him at a perfect time. Mesa's going to have good on exit, but now he's going to have 1 rider to deal with, and he gets by on the straightaway. But he lost a bit of time.
He lost a lot of time. Now he's going to have to really,
Fight to get
push
back
it.
what he lost.
Yeah. The other parts of the track, which could make mistakes. Look like Corey might have got him a little deep into 5.
He did, and that's going to help Mesa a little bit. Corey doesn't know if he made it through as well. So now you're always guessing because you're the first one in the group that comes through him. Mesa looks really comfortable over there, too. Like he's got those kind of blind sections as you head downhill there. He looks like he's really got things lined up. Little wiggle for Cam Peterson. We'll see him in the Honda Superbike class today. And the way he's riding this stock 1000 bike, don't count him out. If he might even get a top 5 the way he's running right now. I know it sounds crazy on a stock
He
bike.
was 6th this morning.
Yeah, anything can happen. And the confidence he has right now and being able to run that Alta Suzuki, O'Hagarty and Takaraki. He's really looking good. That race behind him as he takes the white flag down the front straightaway. Let's find out that race for second place.